this motherfucker right here, now you're trying to make some video games, Project L, Evo. So apparently they work on Project L, right? And as you see here, I retweeted whatever. Glad you're hyped for Project L. The game is on track with many core systems in place, but we still have a ways to go. Please do not expect a beta, public or private, anytime soon, and def not this year. So pretty much, and then after we're playing a dev update for around the end of the year just to share more about the game. Until then, sit tight. Which I forgot to favorite, but I will. So essentially, right? So essentially what that means is exactly what I was saying. I heard so many people get hyped out for Project L. When people list fighting games that are coming out, they always bring up Project L, right? And I'm just want to point it out that I was right. I said multiple times I don't think Project L is coming out this year. I don't think it's going to be playable this year. So when they tweeted that, I was like, I was right, but I'm sadly right. I'm not happy that I'm right. I just am right, and I'm better than all of you. But yeah, Project L won't be coming out for a long time. But they said there will be a teaser by the end of the year. It might be early next year or the end of this year. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. If you guys haven't seen any of the gameplay, we've only seen 4 characters: Darius, Jinx, Ahri, and Katarina. Also characters. And it looks like a Street Fighter S game. The people who are making it are people who make Project Thunder and other people that have been hired on from various fighting game places. But primarily people make Project Thunder. And I just want to say, if you ever played Project Thunder, it was cool. There's a lot of cool mechanics, but I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't like the whole guard break thing in any fighting game. Like I always say, my least favorite thing about Soul Calibur is the high crushes, how many high crushes there are, and the guard break mechanic. Any fighting game, I hate when they punish defensive play. Guilty Gear does it. I always say this about Guilty Gear. I like Guilty Gear, but the thing why I like BlazBlue more, the biggest reason is because one, the characters are cool, but that's I actually like Guilty Gear characters more. The biggest reason is because they punish defensive play. They punish keep away in Guilty Gear. Yes, there's zoners, but if you're not constantly attacking in Guilty Gear, you lose your meter, and I think that's so stupid. I've always thought that was stupid. Everyone will always say, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal because you adapt a way to play where you don't have to use it, you know? Or you find way, I don't know. I just think it's stupid. I always have. I'm really hopeful for Project L because there's so many people that have worked on it and stuff like that I'm looking forward to it. And the best thing is that the way they've been handling Valorant has been great. I feel like Riot's been doing a great job with coming out with cosmetics in Valorant, tournaments, shit like that. But there is one scary thing that everyone always talks about with Project L. You've all probably heard this already if you know anything about Riot games. And they've been a little bit more relaxed with it, but it's still there. So Riot does this thing where they're the only people that are allowed to publish a tournament. So essentially, if you go to a high school, right, and you have a esports team or whatever, and you guys play League of Legends, and you guys host a tournament at your school. Let's say there's like 12 people in the or I guess 15 people in the tournament, right? Riot can be like, cease and desist, you guys can't do that, we didn't give you permission, yada yada yada, and it's really stupid. And they actually use that a bunch of times. I won't talk about Riot being shitty to their employees before. Obviously everything's changed. I haven't heard any bad things about Riot recently, but that one thing I will note about Riot Games is that they do have that for League of Legends. I'm not sure, I haven't really heard about it for Valorant, and I know there's been other tournaments for Valorant, but I'm not sure if Riot still has to approve every tournament. That's the thing. Riot has to give their approval for you to be able to host a tournament. And then for fighting games, as you know, there's a lot of locals all over the US. There's a lot of online tournaments that are streamed all over the US and stuff like that. So if Riot has to give permission to each and every single local, that's insane. And that's pretty shitty. So like Nintendo, yeah, very similar to Nintendo, yeah, except for Nintendo doesn't have like a law, not actually, you know, federal law, but their law about their game. That doesn't have that in place. They do it. They'll be like, yeah. So technically any game really has it, but other company that did it for a while was Overwatch. That's the other reason, if you guys didn't know, Overwatch, Blizzard, they did that when the game first came out. They did the exact same shit, and it was awful. A lot of people still to this day believe that's why Overwatch didn't blow up competitively. Why I think it didn't blow up competitively, because it's boring as shit to watch, I'm not gonna lie. There's hype moments, but I don't know. I don't think Overwatch very hyped to watch. Now, I played a lot of Overwatch, but that's just a personal thing. But Nintendo law. But yeah, Blizzard did the same shit. But Blizzard has now stopped. They've been like, all right, we'll have like there's a streamer named Fran, and she was hosting a bunch of Overwatch tournaments. They went great. Gained a lot of viewership, got a lot more traction in the game. It was great, right? But yeah. So just saying that also happened with Overwatch, and that might be part of the reason why Overwatch didn't blow up as an esport as you thought it would be, because how popular it was. So yeah, that's the one thing I'm really scared about Project L. That's like if Riot keeps exercising that, then it could die. But the other thing I am excited about is, besides Street Fighter V, this is another personal thing. Almost every fighting game doesn't come out with cosmetics. Like, is it so hard? I'm just saying, is it so hard to come out with extra colors or different outfits? Outfits I get. Outfits, because technically that's a different character. So you have to check if everything's working on every outfit, even every color, it's that way, right? So you have to like check that, which can be annoying. I get that. But is it really that hard to implement? And they could get more money that way. So I'm excited about that, because I spent a lot of money on League of Legends. I've spent a lot of money on Valorant. So if I like Project L, I will probably spend a lot of money on Project L, right? So, but that's the other thing I'm gonna loop back to something I talked about earlier with Rising Thunder. I wasn't a big fan of Rising Thunder, so I'm really scared of the gameplay. We've seen the little gameplay we watched that came out like around the same time they first showed the glimpse of Valorant. So that was like almost, how has Valorant's been out for a year now, right? That was a long time ago. That was like a year and a half ago last time we saw anything on Project L. And I just want to say this too. Project L has been being worked on for a very, very long time. The first time I heard the rumors about Project L was in like 2017, 2016. Yeah, around that time. So this game has been worked on for a very, very long time. I remember because when Riot first bought Rising Thunder was all the way back then. And then I remember hearing multiple people got hired by Riot, and then they left, or they still are working there, yada yada. So a lot of high hopes for it. Hopefully with how much it's been worked on, it'll be good, but we'll see. Also, one thing that's also kind of nice is that Riot Games did like this indie inside house thing where they made like fan games, and they took Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and reskinned it with League Champs a long time ago. And I thought that was really cool. Nintendo probably wouldn't like that, but that's what they did. They reskinned Brawl a long time ago for some event. And so there's a bunch of people that love fighting games over there. I know some of the people that worked on Valorant were some of the people. So some people who love fighting games got hired by Riot, but some of them worked on Valorant too. So, because I know, I forget his name right now, but I know in Valorant he means Sova, but there was some Marvel player that got hired into Riot and they worked on Valorant. I forget their name, but you know, whatever. So let's just want to talk a little bit about Project L. The biggest thing was the tweet saying that there's not going to be any new info, but they did say they're going to try to release something by the end of the year, or like near that start of next year. So that's exciting.